What's good, Commanders fans? Just want to make a quick video here. Just doing free agency. I know it's super early, guys, but it's the bye week, and how many games are left now? We're 8-5, so 8 + 5 is 13. We only got 4 games left in the season, so you got to look ahead and be ready for free agency and evaluate. And I think 13 games is a good enough sample size of kind of getting a gauge of which guys you want to bring back, which guys you don't want to, even though there's some super important games. These 4 games are super important, and the playoff push is super important. I do think we're going to make the playoffs. So how somebody performs in the playoffs could definitely change the way we view some guys, whether they underperform or whether they overperform, or they surprise or play well, or whatever they do to make a case for them coming back, or us just proving us that they should not be coming back. Like Michael Davis, I don't think there's anything he could really do to change my mind or Adam Peters' mind. And I know I'm not the GM because there's going to be some comments about that. But of course, this is just something fun that I always do, like who should stay, who should go. Definitely going to be doing that at the end of the year when the season is over, just doing who should stay, who should go. So let's take a look at the free agent class. There was a lot of free agent signings that Adam Peters made, a lot of one-year deals, a lot of prove-it deals, just kind of evaluating because this season was supposed to be a recalibration type of year. And not a lot of people expected us. I think the front office expected us to have such a successful season that we're having with 8 wins at this point. So it was a lot of trial type of guys, kind of just trying to find the culture and find who fits, who doesn't type of thing, like what kind of players would work out. And just getting a lot of guys that the coaching staff was familiar with. A couple of Cowboys players, a couple guys that Cliff brought in with Zach Ertz. Marcus Mariota is the backup with the familiarity with the quarterbacks coach that we got right now from the Eagles. I always forget that guy's name. And then Bobby Wagner. That was a great signing anyway, but, he has a familiarity with Dan Quinn and the linebackers coach as well in Seattle, Ken Norton. So a lot of familiar signings, which is fine. And these players have worked out. A lot of guys have worked out on these one-year deals. Like you look at Dante Fowler. We'll just go down the list right now. And Dante Fowler, I'm definitely bringing back. Dante has 9 sacks on the season. He's top 5 in sacks in the NFL. Man, he definitely should make the Pro Bowl. Really could be considered for All Pro. I mean, he's probably been the biggest surprise of the season. He has 8.5 sacks right now. I really think it's 9. I think they cheated him and gypped him out of a sack against the Titans this last week. But man, he's been a dog. The pick 6 against Andy Dalton. Just the pressure he's generated, the games that he's had, getting to the quarterback, slowing down the run game. Dante Fowler has just been a great player, and he was supposed to be a backup to Cleveland Farrell and Dorrance Armstrong, rotational pass rusher, and that's kind of what he's been, but he's earned more snaps and has really made an impact in each game that he's played in for the most part. So Dante Fowler, man, just ball his life for him too, getting that pick 6 and just getting pressure. You got to bring a guy back, man, especially when he's going to get double-digit sacks before the season's over. Like 4 games, he's going to at least give us 2 or at least 1.5 of a sack or 1.5 sacks. He's certainly going to do that. So for sure, a guy that's going to get, he had two sacks against Pittsburgh, 2 sacks against the Giants. He had the forced fumble against the Giants as well, which was a huge play that really turned the game around. Like once that turnover happened, that really flipped the field and changed the game. Because like I said with Daniel Jones, when you punch him in the mouth and punch the Giants in the mouth, once one thing goes bad with the Giants, they usually don't recover, and that's what Dante did. He punched him in the mouth, and they weren't able to recover after that forced fumble by Dante, which was a great play. He had a sack against Carolina where he had the sack, he had the pick 6, 1 tackle for loss, 1 quarterback hit, pass deflection, and the pick 6. So he had a heck of a day, a 67-yard interception return. 2 sacks against Baltimore and Lamar Jackson, 1 sack against the Browns, and they had a half a sack against Cincinnati. So I won't go on too much longer about him, but yeah, we should definitely bring him back. I'm going to do rapid fire with some guys. And of course, the cap space that we're going to have available is $103,680,026, which is 4th in the NFL right now. So, of course, if they make some moves, Jonathan Allen, if they trade him, or Deron Payne, we'll see what they end up doing with him. But like some of the cap hits, some of the cap casualties that they can make. I gotta look at Andrew Wiley and see what they do if they release him. Like $2.6 million. I gotta look at his contract too and see what they decide to do with him. But there's no guys I think Jonathan Allen's the only guy. If they trade him, that would help with cap space and just bringing in a draft pick. And Deron Payne, but I don't think they're gonna do anything with Deron Payne. I think the biggest thing that they may do is Jonathan Allen. Even if they don't, we still have enough space to really maneuver and make moves and get a guy like a T. Higgins, or get a guy like T. Higgins in free agency where they want to spend. If they do want to spend big money on a free agent, I think it should be a swing for a guy, a top tier talent like T. Higgins. Bobby Wagner, bring him back if he wants to come back. I think this is I think it's more on whether he wants to play again. I think after having such a good season that he's having and such a successful season, like if we make the playoffs, which I think we will, and are competitive in the first round, whether we win or not, but just competitive and put up a good fight, which right now we're slated to play against the Eagles, the 7-2. If we put up a good fight against the Eagles or possibly beat them, I think Bobby Wagner will definitely come back. He has a good relationship with Jaden. He has a good relationship with Jaden's mom. Not that it matters with his mom, but they were at the Wizards game together. It was Jaden, Bobby, and his mom. And Bobby's his own agent too. So, I mean, Jaden's mom is an agent as well. So they had that relationship there too. And then Jaden and Bobby, they love talking about basketball, playing basketball, whatnot. Bobby has a great relationship with Dan Quinn. Bobby's playing good football. I mean, he's 34, so I mean, we'll see. I think the decision is more on him. I think Dan Quinn would love to have him back, but you got Jordan McGee who's going to come up and develop, and they'll probably draft another linebacker. But yeah, Bobby Wagner, I would definitely bring him back. Marcus Mariota, I bring him back as a backup. He played well against Carolina, so I bring him back as a backup. You do have Josh Driscoll, you do have Sam Hartman, but I bring back Mariota. Jeremy Chin at first was awful, but I would definitely bring him back. He's played really good football as of late. I believe he had a forced fumble. Let me bring up his stats as well. And he's going to want to get paid more. That's the only thing. He's going to want more money. He took a pay cut to come here. Remember, guys, because the Steelers offered him a deal, but he turned down going to the Steelers to come here. So he had one forced fumble. He has no sacks, but he has 55 tackles on the season. No interceptions because he dropped the interception. Actually, no. He does have an interception. I'm sorry. He had an interception against the Pittsburgh Steelers against Russell Wilson. Three pass deflections. One forced fumble, a couple big hits, had a huge hit in the Cowboys game, 3 tackles for loss, and 86 total tackles on the season. So he's had a career renaissance coming here because the Panthers didn't use him correctly that last year. 13 games, 13 starts, and he stayed healthy. So he's looking like his rookie form when he was almost rookie of the year behind Chase Young. He's going back to that guy, which I love seeing that. Dan Quinn and Joey Jr. have definitely got the best out of Jeremy Chin. So I would bring back Jeremy Chin. Cleveland Farrell, sure, if you want to bring him back on a 1-year deal as a backup, sure, rotational pass rusher, rotational run stopper. Tress Way, I mean, come on now, you got to bring him back. Pro Bowl, All-Pro punter. Michael Davis, no, I would not bring him back. I mean, he struggled to tackle, he struggled to cover. He's 29, he's about to be 30. So I would not bring him back. You're going to have Marshawn Lattimore, and you got to draft. I would draft a corner for sure and then sign another corner. Maybe DJ Reed from the Jets. Zach Ertz, no yak Zach. He's on a $3 million deal. Personally, I would like to see Ben Sinnott develop. John Bates is a good blocking tight end, but we need to draft a tight end and possibly sign a tight end. Get Jaden more weapons. Get him a young weapon, a young tight end that can move and has some yak ability to him. I haven't looked at the tight end free agent class or the tight end draft class yet, but if you can upgrade from Zach Ertz, I would personally do it. But if you bring back Zach Ertz, I wouldn't mind it. So that's where I'm at. Cornelius Lucas, yeah, bring him back. Bring him back for sure. Bring back Cole Luke for sure. Michael Dieter, sure, backup guard, bring him back. Jameson Crowder, bring him back as a special teams guy, or bring him back as well on a 1-year deal, $1 million, so it doesn't hurt. Noah I, yes, I would bring him back. There's some interesting stats about Noah I. So he's 9th in man coverage rate right now, 16th in man coverage success, 6th in yards per route allowed, 5th in yards per target allowed. I do like the rotation of Marshawn, Noah I, and Mikey Sanders. So I do like that. Now, if you bring in DJ Reed, it would be better. But I do like Noah I in the rotation. If you bring in DJ Reed, Noah I can be a backup rotational corner. And I think Noah I has improved every game. Like he's better than Michael Davis. He's better than Emmanuel Forbes, who's gone now. And Noah I has played good football. He can tackle too. Now he has gotten beat here and there, of course, just like all our corners for the most part. But Noah I like him better than Ben St. Juste at times too. Like I really do. So I would bring back Noah Abenagbe. Alameda Zacchaeus, he can walk. Too many muff punts. He had a couple good moments, but he can walk. Ben St. Juste, come on now, he can walk for sure. De'Ami Brown, I would only bring him back for the screen game. He's really good at the screen game. He had a couple good catches against the Titans. That's the only reason why I bring him back. But if he walks, it really doesn't matter to me. He's making $1 million per year, so it's not like it would really break the bank. Jeff Driscoll, I bring him back as a backup. Jeremy McNichols, come on now, you got to bring him back. He's been a dog. As a backup for B-Rob. Michael Walker, the linebacker, special teams guy. Sure, you can bring him back as a special teams guy. John Bates, you got to bring him back as a pass blocking, run blocking tight end. He's our best blocking tight end on the roster, so you got to bring him back. Not good in the catch game, in the passing game, in the receiving game. Any other terrible fumble against the Cowboys. Derek Forrest, unfortunately, I would let him walk to let him get an opportunity somewhere because it looks like it's not going to happen here. He's been a healthy scratch for basically the whole season. Jeff Driscoll, Noah Brown. Too many drops for me. Too many drops. But if you want to bring it back as a fourth option, sure. After you get T. Higgins or DeAndre Hopkins, or you draft Terry McMillan from Arizona, or Luther Budin, or whatever his name is from what school is it? Luther Burden, that's his name, from Missouri. You draft him at pick 25 or 23, 24, which is the pick that we most likely will be getting in the draft. You draft somebody in the first round, a receiver, and sign T. Higgins or another receiver. I gotta look at the receiving list, but that's what I would do. And then maybe you bring back Noah Brown as wide receiver number 4. But you cannot have Noah Brown as a wide receiver number 2. Too many drops. He will always be remembered for the Hail Mary catch, but too many drops, man. Too many drops where Jaden's just been targeting. Jaden targets Noah Brown like he's the wide receiver number 1. He really does. He gives him a lot of chances and opportunities. Noah Brown, sometimes he does come with a tough down with the tough catches, but there's a lot of times where he drops them too. So I would not bring back Noah. I would bring him back, but like I said, I can't bring him back as wide receiver number 2. I just can't. But like I said, shout out to Noah for the Hail Mary catch. That will always go down in the history books. Not just for us, but the whole NFL. That was a heck of a catch. I mean, it was the easiest catch in the world, but still, he made it. So I got to give him credit for it. And that's really it for the free agents, guys. That's it. You guys let me know about anybody else. Like I said, John Allen's not a free agent, but yes, I would definitely consider trading him and just engage the interest that you can get for him and see what happens there. So that's really it for the free agents. Who should stay, who should go. My next video probably will be free agent wide receivers. It's the bye week, guys. So that's why I'm making this video, because the bye week. Just kind of talking about who's done well, who has not so far from the free agent class. Austin Eckler actually has another year on his deal. So he's not a free agent. He may be a cap casualty, but like I said, it's not even a cap casualty because he's not really making a lot of money to be a cap casualty anyways. He's making $4 million. So off the concussion, I don't think he's going to retire, but it could be like a retirement settlement or something like that. B-Rob's a free agent next year. Of course, you bring him back anyway. So Andrew Wiley's a free agent next year. So Andrew Wiley might be the one guy that you release to free up some cap space. Other than that, nobody else is really on the books to release and free up cap space. So, all right, you guys, as always, enjoy the week. I will see you guys tomorrow, most likely with a video in the morning. I'm going to talk about the logo, and I'll talk about some free agent wide receivers that I feel like we should definitely target in free agency. All right, you guys, as always, Hail to Commanders. Peace. And Eric Bieniemy got fired, man. It shows how bad he is. He's so awful, man. He's so bad. And his agent came out with a crazy statement that was cap. I don't know what. It was cap, man. And he's just bad, man. He's just bad. Like I said last year, it doesn't relate to the players. He has a style that's just a my way or the highway, old school, wants to throw the football all the time and doesn't even run the football. He's a running, but he was a running back in the NFL, which makes zero sense why he wants to throw the ball all the darn time. So, yeah, I mean, he just doesn't relate to the players, doesn't get along with players, and LaShawn McCoy was right. Shady McCoy is right about him. And Sam Cosmi didn't like him either. So players just spoke out and they just didn't get along with him. And they just couldn't. I feel bad for Sam Howell. Maybe Sam Howell might have been successful if he actually had a better coordinator than Eric Bieniemy. Who knows? But I'm just happy it didn't work out because we got Jay Daniels and we're a good team now. So, all right, Jess. Hail the Commanders. Peace. Him and Ron Rivera were awful. Peace.